All right, so today is Monday the 28th, March the 28th. If you haven't already, please make sure you put your first and last name on the top of your packet. All right, for this particular course, when you go on Canvas, not Canvas, but Power School, and look at all three of your grades, okay, and you're going to add those grades together. Let's suppose somebody let's suppose somebody had 50 plus another 50 plus another 50, okay? And you add all of those together, that's 150, okay? You should have 240. So you would take and subtract it by 240. You need to make a 90 this quarter to pass for the year. So if you made a 50, all your points need to add up to 240 in order for you to pass for the year. So if you made a 60, uh, a 50, and you made another 50, okay? You made two 50s in a row and a 60. You add all of those together, and then you're going to subtract the 240 that you need to make. And you have to make an 80 to pass for the year. So all of your points have to total up to 240 in order for you to pass for the year in math. Really for all your classes. So you take and you add them together. You see how many points you got so far and subtract it from 240. Okay? And that's what you need to make to pass for the year. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Okay. All right, good deal. All right, so this week, what's due? The warm up. Yes, baby.
Wait, so by the end of this year, if we don't have that grade,
then you fail in math.
I have a 218.
So if you were to fail in like math but pass all your other
I can't answer questions like that. I only teach math. Okay. All right. Homework is due at the end of the week, and we have our cluster. We have our cluster test. Okay. We start our test on Thursday, and I'm giving you Thursday and Friday to complete. Okay. Tutoring this week is Tuesday, virtual at 3 p.m. Don't forget that that's also extra credit. Itzel, you okay? Are you on your phone? Please get off your phone. Okay. Today we're going to work on our warm up. After which I'm going to model how to simplify cube roots, estimate and simplify cube roots today. If we have enough time, we're going to do equations. If not, just hold on to that sheet that I gave you, and we'll work on that tomorrow. We're going to do some guided practice and possibly some independent as well. Our homework is the Monday homework in the packet. And we need to start, if we haven't already, we need to study our notes from this cluster. Ordering numbers, understanding how to classify numbers, real numbers, rational, irrational, square roots. You need to make sure that you're studying those things. You'll have a homework help video. Please make sure that you watch the homework help video tonight. Take out your planner. I'm going to pause to give you a chance to write and get your planner out. All right. So here we go. In our planner, we got a new page. It's a new quarter, so I'm going to start grading from here. Today, you see, look, the dates is right here from 3/28 to April the 1st. 3/28, that's Monday. 3/29 is Tuesday. 3/30 is Wednesday. 3/31 is Thursday. And 4/1 is Friday. Okay? So from 3/28 to April the 1st is Q4W1. Write that on both sides. 3/28 to April the 1st. April Fool's Day. Okay? Q4W1. Long time ago, I probably like 15 years ago, on April Fool's Day, I almost died. Like literally in the hospital. Isn't that crazy?
Last year?
No.
You said last year?
15 years ago.
About 15 years ago. That is crazy. On April Fool's Day. God said, "Sight." Sight.
Wait, so you cheated death on April Fool's?
Cheated death. I literally did. I almost died on the operating table.
Of all days, that is amazing.
I'm so glad you're still here.
Yeah, me too. Me
No,
too.
I don't know
Thank
if you
you.
figured this out, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Miss Radios is the most amazing math teacher I have ever had in my life.
She's
I'm
up
not,
to
I'm
my
not her
greatest
student,
math
but
teacher.
she is amazing.
Aw.
Teacher as fun as you.
Thank you, Miss Moore. I didn't even pay her today either. That's crazy.
From what I've seen, you're the nicest math teacher. Yeah, like,
Yeah, like one time my math teacher like snitched on me because like I was one time I taught like one time in class and I got a punishment.
Oh, wow. All right, let's go ahead and write it. Thank y'all. That's so sweet. All right, here we go. Today we have Math 8 homework.
we're done, Miss Radios.
Okay, thank you, babe. All right, and we got homework help. We're going to write this and then we're going to the bathroom. We got our homework help video. Please don't forget to watch the homework help video. And don't forget to start, if you haven't already, study your notes. No, you're not going to be able to use your notes on your test. So please study. Go back and study your notes in your notebook on real number system, square roots, cube roots. What we're going to do today, cube roots. Okay? Just look over it. Just have some toilet time. Go to the bathroom, close the door with your notebook, sit there, input, output. And you get it? Input, output.
I got it.
Shh. Input, output, input, output. You can do it. It's healthy for you. You should do it every day.
How do you study?
I'm telling you, read over it. Just read over
We're
it.
just going to go.
No, you gotta make it stick. All right, let's go. Let's go to the bathroom. All right, so look. Shh. Let's fill this out. Tomorrow is tutoring. Math 8. We have tutoring tomorrow, virtual tutoring. And remember, that is at 3 p.m. Okay, Thursday is our test. Sorry, let me make this a little bit bigger, y'all. Thursday is our test, Math 8. We have a test on Thursday, and we're going to finish it up on Friday. Okay. Well, I didn't write anything for Wednesday. It's a regular day. But these are the things you really need to go ahead and prepare yourself for. Of course, we'll have homework, but we'll go over that tomorrow. All right. Please make sure. This is why I didn't give you full credit points for your planner. Some of you, not all of you, some of you did very, very well. Is because you didn't write the dates and you didn't really write what I wrote. You wrote homework. Okay? And you just did that at the last minute. Okay, so you didn't get full credit points because you didn't write what I wrote. You wrote just something to just get by and turn it in to Miss Reyes. And so I didn't give you points for that. Okay? Write every single day. And there's a direct correlation. Those people that did pretty decent in this class, you can tell because they're more organized. They wrote everything down. But those of you that are failing this class are not very organized and you barely wrote anything down. Okay? All right, let's keep it moving. Let's look at the warm up. Everybody's finished copying?
Not yet.
Okay, let me pause.
I saw
You got it? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a new quarter, so we got to do it right. DJ, you ready? Did you write it, baby? You got everything? Okay, good deal. Now let's look at the warm up. All right, the area of a square, and remember a square, I'm going to draw a square in the corner, is where you have right angles, all these are right angles, and all these sides are the same length, the measure. The formula for area of a square is A is equal to S to the second power. Side times side. Not length times width, because they are, the length and the width is the same measure. You don't need two different letters for the same number. Just use S. S times S, or S to the second power. Okay? Is the length of each side of is the length of each side rational or irrational? So let's look at it and see. Let's substitute this 76 in the place of A because that's the area. So let's plug it in. We got S to the second power, plug in 76 for A. And now we have to get rid of the squared. Remember what I said last week. What's the opposite of squaring a number? Nope. No. Multiplication is the opposite of division. Division is the opposite of multiplication. It's not addition, because addition, the opposite of addition is subtraction. It is. What's that called though? What's this called? He's right. It's a radical sign, but what is it? It's starts with an S. Square root. The opposite of squaring a number is finding the square root of a number. So when we find the square root, is the square root of 76, is that rational or is it irrational? It's irrational because it's a decimal as an answer. It's not a perfect root. So the square root of 76 is irrational. Okay? The square root of S to the second power. What's the square root of S to the second power? Just S. So each side is the square root of 76, or let's type it in and see what decimal that is. Square root 76 is 8.72, about 8.72. Okay. Problem number 2, approximate. So we're estimating here to the nearest hundredths place. So we're going to type it in the calculator and round to the nearest hundredths. That's 2 spaces behind the decimal. So how do you type in the square root of 50? What? Second, x2, and put the number in. Good. Press enter. So we're rounding to the nearest, 2 spaces behind the decimal. So is this 7 right here in the hundredths place? Is it going to stay 7 or is it going to go up to 8? Why do you say it goes up to 8? I don't know. It stays the same. It stays the same because the number that's directly beside it is 4 or less than 4. So this is going to be 7.07. 7.07. About. Okay? I'm going to pause to give you a chance to write. Please make sure, this is an easy 100 at the end of the week. Please make sure you have written everything that I have written. It's the 4th quarter. Let's get it right. Okay? Please make sure you take out your cube and square roots booklet. Don't forget to watch the homework help video tonight. Okay? All right. So we estimated roots, square roots. We simplified square roots. Okay. And so now we're getting ready to talk about the cube roots. We're getting ready to estimate cube roots. Please take this out and pause to give you a chance to find it. All right, let's do it. Okay, so cube root. Cube root, a number whose cube root is a whole number. Okay, so that means that it's a number that can be multiplied two other times to give you the number that's under the radical. So we're going to come up with some perfect cube roots. All right, so let's do the first one, 0. 0, 0 to the third power is the same as saying 0 times 0 times 0. What's 0 times 0 times 0? 0. Therefore, the square root of 0 is equal to 0. Okay? Let's do 1 now. 1 to the third power. 1 to the third power is the same as saying 1 times 1 times 1. What is 1 times 1 times 1? 1. Therefore, the square root of 1 is equal to what? 1, because 1 times itself two other times is equal to 1. Let's make another perfect cube root. Let's do 2 to the third power. Cubed is 3, okay? So another way to write 2 to the third power is to say 2 times 2 times 2. What's 2 times 2 times 2? 8. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Therefore, the cube root, and I keep writing square root. I'm sorry, y'all. Put the little 3 in the corner for cube root. The cube root symbol has the little 3 in the corner. This is cube root. The square root doesn't have one. This was the square root right here. Doesn't have a number at all. Cube root has a little 3. All right, so let's do cube root of 3. What's the cube root of 3? What number can be multiplied times itself two other times, a total of 3, to give you 8? 2. Look, we did it right here. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So the cube root of 8 is 2. Hopefully you'll start seeing a pattern soon, okay? Mm-hmm. All right, let's do 3 to the third power. 3 to the third power is the same as saying what times what times what? 3 times 3 times 3. So let's multiply. What is 3 times 3 times 3? 27. We're not adding. You're multiplying. Do it in your calculator. 3 times 3 times 3. Christian, do that. And what does that give you when you multiply in your calculator? We'll pause. Good job, babe. All right. So that gives you 27. So then the cube root of 27 is what number? 3. Why, Miss Reyes? Because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. This is a perfect cube root, which all of these are rational because they're perfect. They work out. Okay? All right, let's do 4 to the third power. What's another way to write 4 to the third power? 4 times 4 times 4. Oh, I forgot to put 27 here, y'all. What's 4 times 4 times 4? 64. Okay? Therefore, the cube root of 64 is what number? It is 4. Very good. Let's make another perfect root. Let's do 5. We're going to do 5 to the third power. What's another way to write 5 to the third power? 5 times 5 times 5. Good job. What is 5 times 5 times 5? It's 125. Therefore, the cube root of 125 is what? 5. Why, Miss Reyes? Because 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. Let's make another perfect cube root. 6 to the third. How do you write 6 to the third power? 6 times 6 times 6. Very good, Christian. So now let's multiply. You got to type it in. 6 times 6 times 6. What does that give you? 216. Very good. What does that mean, Miss Reyes? That means that the cube root of 216 is what number? 6, because 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. Thank you. Sorry, babe. 7 to the third. How do we write 7 to the third power? Very good, y'all. 7 times 7 times 7. Good job. What is 7 times 7 times 7? 343. 343. Therefore, the cube root of 343 is equal to what number? 7. Because 7 times 7 times 7 is equal to 343. Let's make another perfect cube. 8. 8 to the third is the same as saying what? 8 times 8 times 8. What is 8 times 8 times 8? 512. Good job. What's the cube root then of 512? 8. Why, Miss Reyes? Because 8 times 8 times 8 is 512. Let's make another perfect cube. 9 to the third. 9 times 9 times 9, right? Type it in the calculator. What's 9 times 9 times 9? 729. Good job. What's the cube root of 729? 9. And let's do the last one. Let's do another one. It's not the last one, but we're going to make it the last. How do we write 10 to the third? Very good, y'all. And that gives you what? 1,000. So then the cube root of 1,000 is equal to what number? 10, because 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. Any questions about that? Okay, you can copy, babe. I'm going to pause it. Give you a chance to copy. All right, so here we go. Let's look at this one. Now we're going to estimate these cube roots the same way we did the other cube roots, okay? I mean the square root. We're going to find the cube root of 51. Where does 51 fall? Between what two perfect cube roots? 27 and 64. Very good. So we got the cube root of 27 and the cube root of 64. All right. Is 51 closer to 27 or closer to 64? It's closer to 64. What's the cube root of 64 equal to? 4. So we're going to round this to about what number? 4. Zoom in a little bit. Okay. You're welcome, babe. The squiggly lines is about. All right, ready for the next? Let's do the cube root of 14. Okay. Look at the perfect cubes. And it says perfect squares, but y'all, please scratch that out. It's supposed to be, you see right here where it says square, these are not perfect squares. These are perfect cubes. These are perfect cubes. Oh, yeah. It's okay. Those are perfect cubes, not squares. All right, so let's look at this. Let's find 14. Which perfect cube is 14 in between? 8 and 27. Good job. So we got the square root of 8. Cube root of 8. My apologies. And the cube root of 27. All right, is 14 closer to 8 or closer to 27? It's closer to 8, okay? And if you don't know, just subtract it to see which one is it closest to, okay? All right, so it's closer to 8. So what's the cube root of 8? 2. So we're going to round this to about 2. Any questions about that? Okay. Guys, get off your phone. You can talk to that person later. All right, let's look at they should not have put a negative. No. Let's scratch that out. That's no. We don't deal with negative. Later on in the future you will, but we don't do that in this course, okay? So scratch that one out. All right, so let's do this one. You can put negative on the outside, but not under the cube root symbol, okay? All right, let's look at this one. The cube root of 145. Which two perfect cube roots is that in between? 125 and 216. Good job. 125 and 216. All right, so which one is it closest to? And if you're not sure, look, type it in. Y'all got 145 minus the 225, right? That's 20 away. And 216 minus 145. Look how far that is away. So it's definitely closer to this one than this one. So what is the cube root of 125? 5. So this is about what? 5. All right, let's cross this one out. We're not going to do negative. See if you can pick the perfect cube roots, the two perfect cube roots that is in between. See if you could do this one on your own, 95. I'm going to pause for the calls. Try that on your own. Please try it. Don't knock it till you try it. All right, so how did you get that? What two perfect squares is that in between? Oh, we got 64 and very good. All right, is 95 closer to 64 or is it closer to 125?
125.
All right, if you got a discrepancy, type in to see. We got 95 minus 64. How far is it away? It's 31 away. And then we got 125 minus 95, and it's 30 away. See it? So it is closer to 225 than it is to the other. Okay, it's closer. Y'all see? All right, that was a really close call there. Okay, it really was close. So this one is about, this is equal to 5, so this is about 5. Very good, babe. All right. Raise your hand if you're still writing. Okay, let me pause it. Let me know when you're finished. Yeah. That's sad. All right, here we go. We're estimating these, okay? Some of them are cube roots, some of them are square roots, okay? Some are cube, some are squared. We're going to do some of them. We're not going to do all of them, okay? Let's do this first one right here. This is a square root. What two perfect squares is this in between? 1. Let's look at square roots. You got 1, not 1 and no, not 1 and 4. That's not gonna work. This is a square root. You're looking at cubes. 4 and 9. See? 4 and 9. So this is 4 and this is 9. All right, is 5 closer to 4 or closer to 9? 4. What's the square root of 4?
2.
So we're going to round this to about 2. Do you see the difference that this is square root? So you use perfect squares. Where you see the little 3, that's cube root. And you're going to use the cube, the perfect cubes. All right, so let's do this one. Another square root. What two perfect squares is that in between? 16 and 25. Okay, do you see that? Square root. 16 and 25. Okay, is 18 closer to 16 or is it close to 25? 16. What's the square root of 16? 4. So we're going to round this to about 4. Okay, see if you can do number 10 on your own, square root of 10 on your own. And the square root of 34. All right, so let's do this one. Go ahead, babe. Guys, please listen. What two perfect squares?
16. Yeah, 16. Yeah.
9 and 16. All right, is 10 closer to 9 or 16?
9.
What's the square root of 9?
3.
So we're going to round this to about what? 3. It's about 3. All right, somebody different? What two perfect squares, because it's the square root, right? What two perfect squares is 34 in between? 25 and 36. Good job. Is 34 closer to 25 or 36? What's the square root of 36? So we're going to round it to about what? Okay, good. So let's go down to a cube root. Cube root right here of 5, 10. So let's look at perfect cubes. 5, 10 is between what two perfect cubes? 3, 43 and 5, 12. Very good. Oops. Is it closer to 343 or 512? What's the cube root of 512? 8. So this is about what? 8. All right, let's do cube root 119. What two perfect cubes, you're looking at this, is 119 in between? 64 and 125. Cube root of 64 and the cube root of 125. Is 119 closer to 64 or closer to 125? Yes, it is. What's the cube root of 125? 5. So we're going to round this to about what number? 5. Okay. Let's go down and do this cube root right here. 780. What two perfect cube roots is 780 in between? 729 and 1000. 729 and the cube root of 1000. Sorry. All right, is 780 closer to 729 or 1000? Definitely. What is the cube root of 729? So this is about what? All right, please put this in a safe place. Don't lose it. Bye, sweetie. Don't lose it. Put your calculators up, please. One person, can y'all take up those calculators for everybody in your row?